So just had to hang up briefly to answer a call from a friend. He's coming to meet us. He's just walking his dog down. So probably something worth mentioning about this. I've actually managed to avoid it, to be fair, for most of it. But we have like this scooter weekend thing, and they all come down sort of like Lambrettas and Vespers and shit, and just basically get drunk and everything. Kind of cool. It's just kind of sort of like old mod types, very middle-aged crowd, slightly racist, but you know, it's fun for them and it brings a lot of business to the island. You always get your people complaining about that kind of shit, but you know, it's important kind of piece of culture for this place, to be fair. Yeah. So, you know, with it being bank holiday, I think some of them are sort of like straggling. There might be some still left down here. Seen a couple driving past. They always do sort of like this big ride out where they go like all the way around the island. It'd be kind of fun to participate in, but it's going to be interesting to see if it disappears completely or if other people kind of take it on as basically like fraud. Like, well, not fraud, sorry, just like, you know, pretending they're a piece of the culture. Because, you know, the scene's just getting older and older as it stands. Be sad to see it go, I guess. I'm pretty sure people will take up the mantle, though, to be fair. Always kind of makes me laugh how people mistake the Isle of Man for the Isle of Wight, and they try to tell me that they're sure there's a TT on the Isle of Wight, and like they have this motorbike race. And I go, no, it's a scooter weekend, but there's no TT, you're thinking of the Isle of Man. And I've had people like barefaced, adamant that I'm wrong about the place where I grew up, and it's just bizarre. But yeah. You tend to kind of get that a lot where people you know, they just, oh, when are you going back to the Isle of Man or whatever? And I say, I've done this like 3 times now, saying the Isle of Wight for ages. Because the Isle of Man's closer, people always make that, you know, false assumption, I guess. We actually sort of feel like it's sort of bookended now, because this is where I came down on the first day. Oh well, not the first day. The first half day I was down, just chilling with the family and that. But on the Monday we came down here. That's when I was last filming this area. Now we're at the end of the week, and it's fittingly, you know, sun's setting on today, and sunsetting's on the trip. It's kind of cute, golden hour. So yeah. Really sad what's happened up here, to be honest. It's just like, it used to be LA Bowl, it's now Super Bowl. Pretty sure I think it had a different name at another point, but yeah. There used to be a skate park just down here. Looks like there's still something there. But there was a big hullabaloo about it recently, where it basically got knocked down. I don't know why, maybe because it was unsafe. Really hoping that it does. Yeah, there's still some stuff. There's still a little bit of stuff. But yeah. Always a shame to see something like that, which is sort of like, you know, active and pure for young people to do, go to waste. I was expecting it to be completely demolished, so it's a pleasant surprise to see there's still something here at least. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a big sort of community fundraiser to get it back up to where it used to be. Actually remember a friend of mine broke his leg. Oh, fuck me. A friend of mine broke his leg down here before. Absolute. Yeah, I ended up going to A&E with him. That was quite funny. And it was just when he was dropping in off a ramp, wasn't anything crazy. But I hadn't really got to that stage. I was always a bit too much of a pussy, and seeing somebody breaking their leg do it didn't really turn me on to the idea of getting more into skating. So I just kind of went with a longboard. So it's easier to cruise around with, really. I just used it for transport to be cool. Try and be, anyway. So yeah, that's the kind of thing that we're talking about. So you know what these. Obviously you know what scooter is, why am I telling you that? But yeah, there's still a few stragglers, obviously, because of the bank holiday. At least I can show you a little bit of that. It's there, really still in full swing. The weekend has not gone away yet. I'm glad that the bank holiday fell as it did, so I could stick around for another day and all that business. Yeah. Coming up now to the hovercraft station. And the bus stop. Seem to build a cycle path here, but it's not really being used for that. It's only about 100 metres or something. It's like probably about 300, but yeah. Yeah, this is the legendary hovercraft. I think it's the only commercial passenger hovercraft in the world. I can't remember specifically what it was, but there was the chassis is the same as sort of like a military one, and it's just sort of like a custom build. I mention this because people never seem to believe me when I first moved up to Preston, and like that there was a hovercraft that you get, and I actually had to show them pictures and the website and my, like loyalty card sort of thing to make them believe that it was actually a thing. I guess it is kind of unique. It's always amusing to me to see people like filming their journey when they're getting on it, and it's like taking off and everything. And ironically, I guess I'm doing that now. But yeah, for the purpose of this, I think it's quite an interesting thing to look at. Been going for possibly, I don't know, maybe like 50. I'll have to look it up. But I did see a very old photo from like the 50s or 60s or something when it first started. Yeah. And this is the Royal Esplanade Hotel where I used to work as a night porter. And I think it was before they had sort of like a radar system or something, or maybe it used to be up there. They used to have sort of like a signal setup on top. I don't know much about that sort of thing, but so yeah, I used to stand up on top of that roof and, kind of have a cigarette in the middle of my shift and look over at Portsmouth, thinking about getting off this rock, having a little sort of Tatooine moment. So it's always nice to come back here and sort of reminisce. And remember my mum stood by the wall here seeing me off when I go over, when I used to go visit my dad and shit. So really, I'm always on a nostalgia trip every time I come down here. When I think about coming back, it's sort of like, will the magic disappear quickly? I don't know. But it's nice as it is, to be honest. So I think like if I was going to move down south, I'd probably just go back to Portsmouth. Well, not back to Portsmouth, but living across there, it seems like really metropolitan, or if that's the right word. And it's nice and modern, big change from Blackpool and Preston. I'm sure it's got its fair set of problems, but it's close enough to here, and there's probably industry there, I don't know, so we will see. Maybe living there very soon, depending on how things go back up home. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to close off here. It's nice, I'm glad that I got to show a little bit of the scooter stuff, even though it's not really in full swing now. It would have been absolutely fucking mental if it was the Saturday or the Friday. And I don't really think I'd probably get hassled trying to do something like this, and people like try and take the phone or go, just basically just be a knob in front of the camera. Seems like it'd probably be very anti-millennial or whatever. So, alright.